Morning, Jessica Coleman, what up? Robbie Toomey, Brenna. Morning, everybody. All kinds of live viewers popping in here. Feel free to share the feed. Share the feed. We're going to talk a little bit this morning here at Dan Cummins Chevrolet here in Paris, Kentucky, Saturday morning. It's time, right? Good morning, everybody. How's it going? 828 units sold last month. Very good job. Is anybody hungry this morning? Because Tim and Brenna are bringing us breakfast right now. So thank you. We're driving in the car right now. Don't speed. Take your time. Bring us something good to eat. Okay? So they are on the way with some breakfast. That'll help us get this day started off. I also wanted to start off by reading a couple of these. Kind of get the Doug Upchurch. I had to talk to him a little bit. We took care of him. Let's read this one right here. What's this say? I don't see anybody's name on that one.
Doug will be in this one.
What's that?
He'll be in this.
Who?
Upchurch.
Doug Upchurch? Good. Very good. Infiniti QX60, another great experience for Dan Cummins Chevrolet. Chase Berry was very courteous, knowledgeable, and a great asset to the dealership. Nice job, Chase Berry. Mr. Pickett, very awesome and friendly staff, was in and out quickly. Highly recommend them to everyone and anyone. Great rates and awesome deals. A++++++. Thanks, Dan Cummins. It looks like we've got Dan Kroll and Manny on there. Nice job, Manny. Our family will only buy from Dan Cummins Chevrolet from now on. I've been a customer with them for the last 10 years, and Nick and Trey did a great job in sales, helping us decide what we wanted, and Malcolm was great in the finance department. We will be back for all of our future auto purchases with you guys. Best customer service all around. It was definitely worth the drive. Nice job, Dan. Take the drive to Paris. It's worth it. Our experience with Dan Cummins was great. Our salesman, Ben Berry, was awesome. He helped us in every way possible to be able to purchase our 2016 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 4x4 4-door in the Midnight Edition, which we love. Thanks again, Ben. We appreciate you. Also, a big thank you to Malcolm, who worked on the financial end of the deal. We love our new truck. Nice job. The good reviews are pouring in. I love it. Is that the same guy, little Midnight Edition? Ben Berry. Jason Dotson was very knowledgeable and easy to work with. This was by far the best car buying experience I've been a part of. I would definitely recommend Dan Cummins to family and friends. This experience was hassle-free, and we were able to find exactly what we needed on the lot in no time with Jason's help. Nice job, Jason. So, lots of good reviews. Let's read one more. Thank you, Evan Walters. Thank you, Evan Walters, for helping me make my first big girl purchase. Evan did a fantastic job helping me find the perfect car for the perfect price. Couldn't be more thankful for the Dan Cummins team, and especially Evan Walters. Nice job, Evan Walters. Johnson Garrison, good experience, worked with Johnson, gave me plenty of time for the test drive and was efficient in getting the deal done. Love my car, recommend the dealership. Nice job, John. Okay, so, lots of good stuff. You guys keep it up, keep bringing in good reviews. As you know, tonight we have a Christmas party. We are going to celebrate 60 years in business. It's been 60 years this year, established in 1956 by a guy named Sam Cummins. We will be celebrating that tonight as a gesture of just showing who our owners are at this dealership. They have set it up so that if you do want to have a, what do they call them, libation, if you want to have a libation or two tonight, there is Uber drivers set up for everybody to get you to and from the party so that we drive safely. We want to have a good time tonight. We don't want anybody to get hurt, get in any trouble. We just want to celebrate. So make sure if you don't have that code, I'll get you that code. Make sure you use that tonight as we celebrate. The party will start at 6:30 is when the initial thing will kind of kick off. They've got casino night kind of running halfway through the night. And then we'll have a little break there in the middle, and then we'll kind of kick in the live band and do some dancing and some Bruno Mars type moves a little bit later in the evening. So it should be fun. If you are not planning on going to the party tonight, I know there's a couple people that can't go. Please do me a favor and let your coworkers be the guy to go home, and you stay a little bit later. If you're not planning on going, because I don't want anybody to miss out on the festivities. It's going to be a good time. Okay. All right, so that's that. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of what we got going on. I did this the other day, and I hope, can we see it all? Yeah. How do I get the mirrors to go over there at the bottom? I don't know. What you see right here is, let me backtrack just a little bit. Okay, Sam bought the store, right? Created, at the time it was Sam Cummins. Chevrolet had a partner, started it 60 years ago this year. Sam took that initiative and did that for us and began to plant the seeds that we are now reaping the fruit of, okay? So Sam started it, put his hard-earned, put his money on the line, put his life on the line, took a chance, did that. His son Dan then took over the store and basically kept this thing alive, right? Kept it alive, continued to feed it, nurture it, get us more established, get us to January 1st of 2011. Now on January 1st of 2011, that's when Josh and Dusty Cummins, our current owners, bought the store from their dad and began to do everything in their power to just continue to grow what their father and their grandfather had put in place for them 60 years ago. Okay, so January 1st, 2011, there we are, top left corner, 131 units sold. Okay, I started on January 11th of that month. I started as a salesman down there on the floor. Basically had been out of the car business for a really long time. Had to get back in the car business because my wife, as she is currently and as she is normally, was having a child, and so I had to get to work, right? I was just talking to Michael about this earlier, like every time she gets pregnant, I have a 21-month designated driver. It's awesome. So if you ask why I have so many kids, that's why, right? Tonight I don't need an Uber. So 131 cars then, that's when I started. So we started kind of building this year here in this column. As you can see, we went from 131 cars down to 268 cars. This was the first year that Josh and Dusty owned the dealership. It was my first year here. In that year, we started building, as Tom so eloquently put last night, we started building our dream team, right? That's what we call it. So we added guys like Jeremy Linden in that year, and we added people like Sam Cox in that year. We started adding to the team. We started building our future, planting the seeds for what we wanted to do going down the road. So good year, right? 131 cars to 268 cars, phenomenal. right at the gate. To give you an idea of what that looked like, we were in a tiny little facility, about the third of what we're in right now, about the third this size. The showroom had outside patio furniture, okay? That's what we had. They were these glass-topped round tables that you could sit like 8 people around, and our chairs were these laid-back like lawn chairs. Don will tell you, one of them broke on Don one time. I look over, Don's on the ground. I'm like, shit, what happened? You're right, Don. He's like, damn, man. I mean, these things were aluminum, just old-school patio furniture. That's what we had in the showroom. The paneling on the walls was all wood paneling. I know they say Dan took over at some point in time, but I swear these walls were built in Sam's time, because they were just these old school wood panels. You can tell the building had been smoked in for a lot of years. It was a smoking inside facility, and so that's just kind of where we started. The tower where you guys bring your deals was actually, if you walk in that side door from service and look left, that's where the tower was. We were up on a little pedestal there. There was the tower, and we had these glass walls up front that we now just kind of look at all the Corvettes and whatnot. That is where we logged all of our deals. So every single car that we sold, I had to sit there with a dusty list, is what I call it, because Dusty loves his pieces of paper. But I'd sit there with my dusty list, and we would just write down every single deal, every stock number, what the customer's name was, and what they traded in. So as we were headed down the building, filling this glass, you would see all that. So that's what it looked like in that year when we went from 131 cars to 268 cars. Good year, right? So this year here we kicked in, this was 239. I took over, I sold cars January through June, and then I remember a morning in July, I was supposed to be in at noon that day, and Dusty Cummins called me. He said, hey Glenn, what time are you coming in? I said, well, I'll be there at noon. He said, anyway, you can get here a little bit earlier. I said, sure, no problem, I'll cruise in there. So I pop in there, and I pop into Dusty's office, which was downstairs, basically right where, I guess his office would have been, what's there now? Jason and Clough and all them, where they sit? Yeah. So his office was right there. So I pop into Dusty's office, he sits me across, and he says, you're going to be our sales manager now. I said, okay, that's great. That's what I've been wanting to do since I got here. He said, and here's what we're going to pay you. And he wrote it down on a napkin that he just happened to have on his desk, and he like slid it over to me. I'm like, okay, this is the place where I work. I get my job offers on a napkin from Dusty Cummins. It's awesome, right? So I took over here, and we started implementing some different changes. Josh Cummins is doing his thing big time. Him and I didn't really see Josh a lot because he was just buried in his office trying to figure things out. Just trying to figure out how we could take these seeds that his grandfather had planted 60 years ago and blow it up to something more. Somewhere right around here, we had another gentleman come join us. He who should not be named, right? He came to join us right around here. For those of you that weren't here for that, be thankful. But there's a guy who came and joined us, and he actually taught me a lot of stuff. He was kind of a little bit crazy, and he was a little bit different than what you would expect. And so we had the year of Russell, right? So Russell came in here, took over. We kind of ran through this column right here. So we went from 131 cars January, now we're in the 200s. We came real close, hitting like a 300 car month there in August. Now at the end of that, Josh decided to invest a little bit more in this company. This whole time, we're bringing on staff, we're learning a little bit more, we're doing all that we can, but he decided to invest a little bit more in the company, and so we got 4 double-wide trailers, right? We got 4 double-wide trailers, and we stuck them down there on the end of the truck lot, and we did our first remodel downstairs in the building. So we spent a lot of time together in BDC, me and Mitchell and Debbie and Sam Cox, right? Sam, we were all in a room much smaller than this room right here, had our computers set up and just wire cords, and I remember one night Sam, calling me because they were wrestling around in there and they broke the bookcases, and it was just a very tight, confined spot. However, the sales guys kind of loved it, right? The sales guys loved it because, hey, good morning, there's our breakfast, yay! Thank you. the sales guys kind of loved it because in these offices, all of the sales guys had their own office. Like everybody had a big old office, right? Who was here for that? Tim had an office. Hendershot was a salesman at that time. Ollie, Don, Roger, Anthony. So sales guys all had their own offices, these big old offices, and then the management and BDC was all in one tiny room, and we were just slinging cars. Brian Black got hit by a car down there. Remember that? Brian Black got hit by a family. Let's just say he got hit by a family. They just backed out and knocked him, spun him across the parking lot. I mean, it was crazy. This place was crazy back then. It was Wild Wild West. So we did what we could, and we worked through the trailers. We moved everything into the trailers. They did the remodel over on the side. I remember Josh Cummins had his boys in here with sledgehammers, and they were punching holes in the walls. Remember that? Isaiah and Sam, he was letting them just go to town on the building, destroying those wood panels and getting rid of that old building and coming in with the new facility. At the time, we had 50 employees, I believe it was, and they had built the building in mind for 75 employees. That was the plan. By the time the remodel was complete, and we were able to move our stuff back over from the trailers into the building, we had about 100 employees. At that point, we had 90 employees at that point. So we had already outgrown this monster remodel that Josh Cummins had done for us. So that's kind of where we were through here as we progressed. This is trailers, guys. And this is selling cars out of trailers. Crazy, right? Went from 239 to 395, got to that 400 car mark. So we got into the new building, we got some new inspired life and started selling 400s, going up into the 500s right here in 2014. Now, we'd added quite a few more people at that point, a lot of people that are in this room right now. Brad, you were here with us by then, right?
13.
Yeah, Brad came in here. I remember, interviewing with Brad, sitting across from him and leaving the interview, and Josh was like, "What do you think about that guy?" And I'm like, I mean, there's no better subprime guy in the business, no doubt, hands down. Brad Lewis is the guy, that we need. So we brought Brad in and added a whole new dimension to our dealership that we didn't have. Before, I knew a lot about finance, and at this time, I'm working on the desk with Sam, basically. I brought Sam over. I'm working on the desk with Sam. Jeremy Linden's contracting, pretty much all the deals. And I knew a lot about finance. Sam knew a lot about finance. But as far as digging in and getting some of that subprime stuff, that wasn't in my bag. I just didn't, it wasn't one of the tools that I had at my disposal. So we brought in Brad and just continued to add to, as Tom so eloquently put it, this dream team. So continued to build, continued to add that, started selling more cars, lots more cars, as you can see, jumped up into the 500 and 600 range in 14. Added more staff, added more people, brought in Tim Hollyfield, started focusing on the service side of things. We've got the Powertrain for Life. We've got people coming back in, needing assistance, needing oil changes, needing their cars taken care of. We're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and just reaping the rewards of these seeds that were sown 60 years ago by a guy named Sam Cummins. Crazy, right? So 422 ended with 548. We go into, this was actually the year where we did the Road to 6,000. You guys remember that? We all handed out bracelets and we had the Road to 6,000. We said right here at the beginning of the year, I told Dusty Cummins at the beginning of 14, we're going to sell 6,000 cars. Dusty Cummins told me to get out of his office because I didn't know what I was talking about. And everybody dug in. We continued to build this awesome freaking team. And we hit that 6,000 mark on December 26th of 2014. We sold 6,000 cars, which was huge. 2015, that's when we went into the year where we started to focus on our tools, because if anybody remembers, in 2014 we had like one bathroom and all of our systems were very, very, very archaic. And so we handed out kind of iPads, and we went into a technological era where we started to change the systems and the processes and the procedures of how we do the business. Josh also realized that we were going to probably have to do another remodel and build another building to be able to staff all of our employees to get us to that next level. So Josh did what Josh needed to do. Josh and Dusty invested more in the company, built us a bigger building and a better place to work, right? Did that, dug in, fixed our processes, fixed our systems, sold 7,500 cars this year, which was a huge increase, 1,500 car increase year over year. Got the new facility, moved in, and most of us in this room kind of know the story from there, right? That's what brings us to where we are today. We've sold close to 9,000 cars. We're on a road to 10,000. We've hit some massive months, as you can see. First time we ever broke 700 cars was October of last year. We sold 615 cars. Since that point in time, 11 times we've broken 700 cars from the very first time we ever broke 700 out of 14 months. I mean, or out of 13 months. It's insane. And we quickly jumped up to that 800 mark. We broke 800 7 times now. It's insane. The massive amounts of growth that we've experienced in the last 12 months are incredible. Now, with that, all of that success has come some internal issues, right? We have some overflow issues as far as the lot. Lots of cars out there, a little bit of chaos sometimes. We've got cars in warehouses and things like that. Jimmy Gray's birthday. I remember Jimmy Gray, he used to date my sister. So we've had some internal issues. On the service side of things, it's gotten a little tough. It's gotten a little tough to try to take care of all of these people all of the time, consistently, every day, the way that we used to back when we were in January selling 131 cars, and the way that we used to back in here and in here and in here and all the way back to 60 years ago. It's gotten a lot tougher. We've tried to keep up. Josh has done everything he can to try to keep up. But sometimes it's a little stressful. I know you guys deal with it, and so do I. So I'm talking to my son, which I always learn a lot from my kids. I'm talking to my son. He's doing basketball for the first time today, right? Little Joel. So he's got a little tryout thing over here at the middle school. As soon as I get out of here, I got to run over there and check in on him real quick. But I'm talking to my son, and I said, "Are you excited to play basketball, son?" And he said, "Yeah, I am, but everyone's going to be bigger than me." And I said, "Well, you know," I'm thinking, "why is everybody going to be bigger than you? Not everybody's going to be bigger than you. You're 4 years old. Everybody's going to be little." And he's like, "No, it's K through second grade is how they start." So then I'm like, well, there's a big difference between a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, right? So the kid's kind of right. Everybody's probably going to be a little bigger than you. So first thing that pops out of my mouth, of course, as my son tells me this, I tell him two things. First, I tell him the man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. But the second thing that I tell him is, son, it really doesn't matter how big or small you are. It's what's in here that matters. Rolls right off the tongue, right? Sounds great. Doesn't matter, son. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. It's what's in here that matters. So applying that to this dealership and thinking about some of the problems that we have right now and all of the good success that we're having right now and how big we've gotten, I think back to 60 years ago and what Sam would have wanted and how he developed this place and why he put in all this hard-earned time and money and sacrificed time with his family and everything to build this legacy. And it really comes down to, it doesn't matter how big we get. It doesn't matter how small we were. All that matters is what's in here. And what's in here, in these walls, the heartbeat of this dealership, is some of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life. I'm so thankful to be in this place. Tom reached out to me last night. He said, Tom's very thankful to be in this place. He reminded me that we all need to be thankful to be in this place where we're at right now. There's a couple problems out there. There's some stuff going on. It gets a little stressful. I get it. But I promise you we'll fix it. It's not the first time we've gone through it. We went through trailers and remodels and built a place for 75 people when we had 90 employees. Our technology was out of whack. We fixed it. It took time, but we fixed it. We've added lots. We'll add buildings. Josh and Dusty aren't afraid. They'll keep going. They're going to keep taking care of this place. But what we have to do internally is just remember who we are. Who we are, where we came from, and be thankful for just that. Some of you have never been outside these walls. Some of you have. outside these walls and in this industry, it's not always so fun. And people get there's guys getting their teeth kicked in this morning right now. As we're sitting here in this room getting ready to enjoy some awesome breakfast, thanks to Brennan and Tim. There's some people out there right now that are hating life, I promise. I get the phone calls every day. I get messages every day. People that were in this building, they were here, they were a part of this, and they forgot. They forgot how great it is to be a part of this team. And now they're out there on the outside looking in, and buddy, I'm telling you, they're begging to get back in the door. We can't ever forget. Never, ever, ever. We cannot forget. We can't forget how much gratitude we need to have for this place. We have to treat it this way. We have to treat this place for what it is every single day that we're here. And it takes everybody in the room to help to keep it rolling, to keep it going, to make people feel special, to make people feel important, to make people feel like they're the only one. It takes everyone in the building doing it every day, day in, day out, so that we can keep this train rolling. We owe it to Sam Cummins. We owe it to Dan. We owe it to Josh and Dusty. That family, that entire family, and can you just think about, start with Sam here at the top, and just imagine the effect that they've had on all of our lives, people before us lives, people before that's lives, all the customers they've touched, all the charities and donations and things that they've done for this community, for this city, for this state. We put Kentucky on the map. We're the number 5 largest volume dealership in the country, and we do things the right way. Employ more people, hire more people. People are growing. People are buying houses. People are buying cars. People are having babies. We're in such a good place. Such a good place. And we're continuing to grow. We've grown every month. From January 2011, just 6 years ago, we were selling 131 cars with a staff of like 20. Now here we are, we're selling 800, almost sold 900 cars. I'm sure we'll be at 1,000 before we know it. We've got a staff of 220. That's awesome, man. So tonight, we'll celebrate. We'll have a good time. We're going to go to the party. We're going to do our little casino thing. I've got like a little movie for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Some of you guys are in it. Some of you don't know you're in it, but you're in it. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a blast. Be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drive. Take your time. Appreciate where you're at. Let's have some fun. Let's celebrate 60 years in business. 60 years. Then we'll sleep it off tomorrow, right? Recover a little bit. And when we get back in here Monday, let's get back to work. Let's get back to work and let's just remember who we are inside. Because this is what matters. I don't care how big we get. This is who we are. We're the store that Sam Cummins built 60 years ago. We owe it to his family to return the favor for what they've done for us. We owe it to his family to do all we can for them. Fair enough? Let's eat some breakfast and have a good day. All right. Morning, everybody. PJ Quinn, what up, man? My man PJ Quinn from the UK, over the pond. All right, man, I gotta go watch my boy try out real quick. He's over across the street, getting ready to do basketball. The kid's the most big-hearted human being on the planet. What up, man? Say what's up. Say what's up to PJ. PJ, you know PJ. Big PJ? Yeah, PJ from overseas.
Boy, look at those
boy.
muscles.
Hey, thanks, bud. Have a good day today. What's up? Yeah, you're on there. Say hello. Say hello. So anyways, I'm going to go see how my boy does. Yeah, we're going to hoop it up, Isaiah Mills. I might need you to come out here and do some training with the boy. You know what I'm saying? You have a good one too, PJ. Isaiah, Amanda, hope you guys are doing well. I know you guys are. You guys are killing it. Love you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Todd Ditch, what's up? Good morning. Everybody have a great weekend. We're going to keep killing it here. Dan Cummins Chevrolet. If you ever need to reach out to me, feel free, man. Glenn Lundy at dancummins.com or just hop on the website, Dan Cummins. You can get all our contact info on there. So you guys have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. Love you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Please share the feed, share the feed, share the feed, share the feed, share the feed. Let everybody know, have a peek inside of what it is to be one of the top dealerships in the United States of America doing things the right way. All right? Love you too, brother. We'll see you.